Okay, guys, in this series that I've been doing on where we're headed, okay, with Stargate X, Neuralink, this is probably going to be one of the most important ones that I put up. This is a real life example of an individual that was in a wheelchair for 8 years, and they take him through the Neuralink process. I wrote down some notes here. It said in less than 2 hours, they take him into an operating room. In less than 2 hours, they merge his brain to be able to compute his thoughts into machines and computers. Now they hook up 64 threads or wires to his brain internally through this chip that they're now implementing into humans' brains in 1,024 electrodes. They do that in less than 2 hours. In less than 2 hours, they hook up an individual that's been a paraplegic in a wheelchair for 8 years. In less than 2 hours, they hook him up to 64 threads, wires, and 1,224 electrodes, and he can control computers and machines through this chip that they put in his brain. This is the Neuralink project. So hold on here. I'm going to get you another video, a very short clip this is, but like I said, they're powerful, and I want you to be able to see the truth. And here it is. Hold on one second. There you go.
Feel about letting Elon Musk loose inside your mind? Well, our next guest did exactly that, volunteering for the first ever Neuralink brain chip.
When I first actually moved the cursor with my mind, it blew my mind for like a whole day. And to be helping, to be able to be useful in some way, it completely changed how I live.
Paralysed from the neck down after a diving accident 8 years ago, 30-year-old Nolan Arbor is the first person to be implanted with Neuralink's brain chip.
It was like using the force.
The technology promising to allow him and others with paralysis to control technology with their minds.
The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving.
In less than 2 hours, 64 threads, thinner than a human hair, containing over 1,000 electrodes, are attached to a patient's brain, transforming a person's thoughts into actions. Nolan's now able to operate an iPad, play chess, even dominate at Mario Kart. Arbor is the first participant in a 6-year trial to test the safety of Neuralink's device, Musk spruiking the upsides of his latest invention.
Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal.
For now, though, Nolan is just happy with his latest upgrade.
I am basically like all of y'all, just with a bit of hardware in my skull, a bit more compute power, and that's about it.
Nolan joins us now. Nolan, this has been tested on pigs and monkeys, but you are the first person, the first human to have this procedure. What made you want to be the first guinea pig?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I just wanted to do my part and help move this technology forward. There's a lot of promise in this. There's a lot of good that it can do for the world. And I just felt like if anyone should take that step and take that plunge, then it should be me. And I will take any of the headache and heartache out of it for anyone coming after me. Anything that'll go wrong would go wrong with me. And I pray that that doesn't happen. And it really hasn't so far. But yeah, it's been great. I thought that, why not me?
With any surgery, there are risks. Did they warn you that something might go wrong or could go wrong during the surgery?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a laundry list of risks involved with this, with the implant, with the surgery. I had to read through them all. I talked with my parents about them. As a quadriplegic, my brain is one of the few things that I have left. And so that was a bit daunting. But, I just was at complete peace with the whole thing. And I knew that, somewhere deep down, I just knew that everything was going to work out. And here I am.
Nolan, you spoke to your parents. How did they feel and the rest of your family feel about you going through this?
Yeah, like I said, I talked with them every step of the way. I told them right up front that if at any point in time they weren't comfortable with me doing the surgery, that they could tell me and I would back out. I have a great relationship with my parents, and I did play a little prank on my mom after I got out of surgery. First thing I did waking up, they came in the room, and I just wanted her to know that I hadn't changed. So she came in and she said, "Hi, how are you? How do you feel?" And I looked at her and I just said, "Who are you?" And she was not happy about it. She was looking around at the doctors like, "Someone please, like what, please someone tell me, what did you do to my son?" And then she looked at my face and I was grinning and I said, "Mom, it's okay. Like, I'm fine." She had a few tears streaming down her face, but I know I'm a terrible son.
So much for all that love and trust.
Yeah.
Can you just help us understand what the practical differences are that this makes to your life now? What's actually changed?
Yeah, I mean, it's something as simple as sending a text message. I can send a text message now in, a few seconds, in under a minute. Before, when I was using different assistive devices, it would sometimes take me 5, 10, 15 minutes to send a text. And it's little things like that that add up.
I don't know whether this is possible, but can you describe for us what you have to do to send, for example, a text? Like, how do you, in your brain, what do you actually have to do?
Yeah, so as of right now, we're still very early days with this technology. The first thing that they wanted to do was get cursor control. So that means I can use a computer. I have a dictation that I can use the text on that to send messages. But we're working right now trying to figure out different ways to get me to text, to write sentences and things.
Wow.
Like one of the things we're doing right now is finger spelling. It is like sign language to see if I can attempt to do sign language. Obviously, I can't move, but my brain still picks up my intention. And so if I'm trying to do sign language, say, and I am spelling out a word, then my brain picks that up. The Neuralink transfers that to the computer, and words will come up.
Is it kind of like telepathy? You just think it and it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a difference between attempted movement and imagined movement in this field. Attempted movement is I attempt to move my hand left or right, and the Neuralink picks that up and translates that. But then there's something called imagined movement, which is me not trying to move my hand at all, just thinking cursor go here, cursor go there, and it'll do that. So I can just look around my screen and the cursor will follow. I can look away from my screen and still move the cursor. It's all pretty fascinating, honestly.
Have you spoken to Elon Musk since you've had this put in your brain? I mean, feels like he owes you. Like he should give you a Tesla or something,
I mean, I wouldn't say no. Let's just put it that way. I have spoken to him, and then I met him right after surgery. He came in. He was wearing a sweet bomber jacket, and it was great. It was really cool to meet him. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
This is so cool. Nolan, thank you so much for chatting to us. Your outlook is just brilliant on life.
Thank you so much. I would like to say, if I have 30 more seconds, I'm not sure if any of y'all know this, but during my accident, the people who actually saved my life were a couple of Australians. They were working with me at the summer camp, 2 girls. They were 2 of my best friends, and they were both lifeguards. They had just done backboard training a couple of days prior. And if I can, I would like to say thank you so much to Nat Wabis and Bridget Jackson. I am so thankful that y'all were there from the bottom of my heart. truly. And if any of you watching this know them, go up and give them a big hug for me. I love you both. And yeah, I think that's good.
Nolan.
All right, guys, listen, this is a wonderful story. I mean, I just love the kid. I love what this has done to him, this chip in his brain, and it appears to be doing good for him. But our concern as far as being human beings on the earth is, where are they going to take this? This is a good person with good thoughts, with good intentions. What happens when you could put a chip in a brain of a human being that has bad intentions? What happens when this thing is universal? What happens when you just can't control the one person? Where is this thing headed? It's not the short term. When I hear Elon Musk and everybody else talk about this, they're all talking short term, short term, short term, and nobody wants to look down the road. We need to be concerned, because I keep the Bible as my filter. I believe that we're in that period of the book of Revelation where these things are going to be taken. The things that have always been there for good for us are going to be taken and be used for evil or no good. And this is the concern. This is even what you hear Elon Musk talking about. You hear the other individuals, these world leaders on these videos that I'm providing you, talk about the concerns that this could be if artificial intelligence begins to take over and they do make it a universal platform, and the damage that it can do to the human race. So I'll let you make your decision on where, what, and why, and how you think about this. And I'll just keep supplying you with the truth as I find it. But I think this will educate a lot of people how far this has advanced. Because when I talk about putting a chip in people's brain to control them, a lot of people just turn you off, or they don't understand how far that this has come. This is being implemented as I'm speaking. So just want to educate you on that. Listen, love and God bless. I'll see you next time in Jesus' name.